did you decide to leave the sumo wrestling world and become a journalist?
Oh, no, this looks like a robe, but it's actually an old shirt of my dad's. I'm a big guy, but he,
Boy,
rest his soul, was about 450 pounds when he passed.
oh
And
my
I'm helping
goodness.
my mom move, and I'm wearing all of his old clothes, and they're gigantic.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
It's a little tragic
Well,
comic story for you.
peace to your dad.
Thanks. Um, I don't know if you were around in the 80s, 90s, but you probably rode his bus, MTA, New York City bus driver, almost 20 years.
Yes, not only did I, but a young lady that worked for me at one time, her dad drove a bus in New York, in Brooklyn.
That's awesome.
Hi, Leslie.
So TA. Well, so are you, I know you're not in New York right this second, but do you still hang your hat here when you can? Are you still a Brooklyn boy?
Yeah, well, yeah. I live in New York.
Mm-hmm.
We're here for reasons because of the pandemic, and
Sure.
my wife and son and I.
Well, okay, so in watching this movie, like I knew a little bit about Lansky, but not like I wasn't like a scholar. But some of these stories are so incredible. You think they're too good to be true, like beating the shit out of Nazis in Manhattan and keeping them off of the docks. It's like, yeah, I mean, okay. So in my experience as a New York City Gentile, I think that there's a righteous fire in the belly of, and I don't think it's too inappropriate to say, a New York City Jew, right? Like that's a special breed of human being.
Jesus, wait a sec. Are you Jewish?
I wish all
No,
my
you're a
friends are,
Gentile.
so I'm just honorary.
Oh boy. Oh, okay, where are we going with this?
Well, I was wondering, like, who were like the folk heroes when you were a kid, growing up in the city? Was it people like Lansky? Was it like cops? Like, was it just like some guy who didn't let his store get pushed over? Who were the folk heroes when you were coming up in New York City?
Well, the earliest memories I have are of the cinema. The people I saw in the cinema that I felt I'd like to be, that person. I'd like to do that heroic deed. I'd like to be as brave as that rabbit is running down the road. So, and there were tough guys in the neighborhood, but being a tough guy wasn't all there was to being in a neighborhood. There was a lot of room there to be this or that, and to be friendly with this person, not that person, to follow this person's lead, not the other person. I remember I stole pigeons sometimes. In Brooklyn, we called it tapping a coop. Do you know that expression? When you tap a coop?
No, I never heard that.
Okay. It means you're going to tap somebody's coop, means you're going to steal their pigeons. And I remember doing that because I wanted to feel heroic. I was scared to death. So I could have gotten killed. I mean, I don't know, maybe I was 10, 11 years old. So, and, but I was looking for a hero's journey. I wanted to feel heroic about something. And wherever we can find that, I think that's sort of a light we head toward. What can make us feel heroic in life? There's a lot to be said about that. You Gentile.
I'm doing the best I can. Well, so is that part of, we'll get to the movie in a second, but is that part of why you ran off and joined the Marines at 16? That sounds terrifying.
No. I was 17. I was 17.
17, okay.
Yeah, looking for a heroic journey and looking to feel something special about myself. And the Marine Corps gave me that.
Sure. Okay, so fast forward a handful of years today, not today, but you're making, what's like the process? Does Aiden...
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I don't want people to think I'm advocating 16-year-olds to quit school and join the Marines. No. You have to finish school join after high school and college. Then you can make a choice, a learned choice. My choice was made out of frustrations and angst. And you don't want to give up your education for anything. There's time for you to serve your country in the military if you choose.
Right. And like, I think especially these days, the more equipped you are with education, the better chance you have of making a real career out of it, right?
It's a must. It's a must today, especially. In the old days, a high school diploma would do for you. Now you must go to college. And not only that, but you'll be smarter. You'll make smarter choices. So I say this to the youth that might be watching us, you Gentile. Stay in school and you make a smarter choice if you want to join the military.
100%. Okay, so let's fast forward to just the set. Almost all of your scenes are with Sam Worthington, who, I've adored for over a decade now. I know that these days on a lot of movies, you don't have as much rehearsal time as you used to. How do you build a rapport with someone so quickly and efficiently to make it seem like, or is it just acting, baby? Like, tell me a little bit about working with him.
Well, it's the same way you and I doing that now. Sam and I got along really well together. He really is a terrific actor and wants to be the best actor he can be. And so do I. And we met on that ground of respecting each other's work and doing this movie, playing these characters. Family means a lot to Sam, and it means a lot to me as well. So we had a lot going for us both when we met.
Was that a real diner, or was it a set? Like, did you actually get to eat from there?
Are you hungry?
Kinda.
So am I. It was a real diner, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so maybe this is silly, but like
the waitress was an actress. She wasn't.
Of course.
She wasn't a waitress. She was an actress. Is an actress. Very good one.
Oh yeah. So maybe this is a silly question, but like, you played Bugsy a million years ago, and you played.
You mustn't say Bugsy. People have to get out of the habit of saying Bugsy. His name was
Right, they say
Ben
that in the movie
Siegel.
too. He gets mad.
His name was Ben Siegel, but he wasn't Bugsy.
Right.
Okay, now your question.
Well, think of when you played like contemporaries to Lansky. Does that inform you at all, or is that completely off to the side when you're doing this version of this guy?
The reason I got involved in theater back in New York in the good old days was because I had a yearning to be a creative person. And the first place I wanted to be was to create myself. So is it a part of each thing? Yeah, sure. The way the shirt you're wearing is a part of you, part of your father. You
Totally.
take a little bit from here, from there, and you add it on, and you hope you wind up with a good 7-layer cake.
I'm gonna have to take it in a little bit this week.
Yeah. I noticed.
All right, so I think last question. Like, there's so many movies that you're known for, but you've done so much incredible work over the decades. Is there any movie or project, anything that you've done that you're particularly proud of, but you feel like nobody knows about it, or like it didn't get the attention that it deserved? Is there anything you want to shout out for the Screen Rant reader?
Yes,
right
yes. And if I tell you, you're going to get me killed.
Why has it not happened yet?
I can't pick out one. I've been very lucky to work with some great talents. I mean, I've been really lucky. I don't look at gift horse in the mouth. There is not one I'd say is better than, more than. No, sorry.
Sure.
Sometimes just walking across the stage to get to the other side, trying to be authentic, is enough.
Absolutely. I think I have time for one more very, very quickly. You were in one of my favorite TV shows, Life on Mars. And that was, as you and Jason O'Mara, peas in a pod, just fantastic to watch together. you know, and but that's like the only like regular full season of TV that you've done. Was that exhausting, or like would you be game to jump into another series if the opportunity came up?
Well, you know, TV is TV. You don't have the time you'd like for this and that. You know, money is important. The people were terrific I worked with, and the story was wonderful. It was a wonderful story. That show began in England, you know, it was a British show. I don't know if you know or not, but it was really great. And it was a pleasure to work on it and with all those guys. And then they canceled the show.
As it always happens to the shows that I like. Well, look, thank you so much. It has been an honor and a privilege to get to talk to you. I don't even know what to say. Just thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.